We're speaking with Dr. Naomi Wolfe. She's got a new book out, The Pfizer Papers, that she pulled together with Amy Kelly and 3,250 researchers that didn't even know each other. It's an amazing book. And when you look through it, you see all of the issues: women's issues, heart issues, clotting, cancers, organ damage, adverse events, deaths, long-term impacts. All of this from a vaccine that was forced on children who weren't even likely at risk. And she's got Dr. Peter McCullough mentioned in there, who's, a good friend of the Economic War Room. We had him in episode 292. It's amazing how the establishment not only rejected, but attempted to punish anyone who spoke up against something as simple as a vaccine. So we've got her, and the implications of this are health implications, but there are also other societal implications. Can we censor facts? Can we censor scientific inquiry? It seems like they did that. What are the dangers of us not standing up, not pushing back? Naomi, what are your thoughts?
Well, first I want to say that I had the privilege of writing about censorship in my doctoral thesis, and so I looked at censorship in Britain and America for the last 200 years, and actually going back to Milton. And what's clear is that censorship doesn't work. I wish something that the censors would process and understand is that they can censor all they want, but over time, there is no such thing as censorship, because over time, the truth always comes out. And you look at the history of what's been censored, you couldn't mention homosexuality in Britain for, since 1857 till the end of the Obscene Publications Act. And that didn't do away with homosexuality. You couldn't mention birth control, and that didn't do away with people wanting to finding out and seeking to use birth control. There are so many topics that have been censored over time, doesn't make them go away. And so that's number one, but it doesn't stop tyrants. Tyrants will tyrant, right? And I think the scariest thing of the last few years is the way we've seen two attorneys general's lawsuits against the Biden administration revealed that it was the people I voted for who put pressure on Twitter and Facebook to censor people like me, people like Dr. Bhattacharya of Stanford, Dr. Koldorf of Harvard, no doubt people like you, right? But it doesn't matter what the credentials are of the people who are censored. That's an illegal violation of our First Amendment rights. The government is not supposed to be stripping citizens of their First Amendment rights. So I guess that's what I would say about your question about censorship generally. But I think that the last few years have been an awakening. I think that people have become very complacent, had become complacent since World War II in Western Europe and North America, Canada, Australia, and they thought their rights would be there forever. And they were willing to chip away at them or let them be chipped away at, right? Oh, a little bit. Who likes hate speech? Let's crack down on hate speech, right? Let's I don't like Trump. Let's make sure that he's kicked off of X. I don't like those bad people. I'm going to make sure they can't speak at universities. Well, the chickens have come home to roost. My grandmother's generation protested for the right of Nazis to protest in Skokie, Illinois, even though they were the victims of Nazism, because they understood that there's no such thing as free speech for me and not for thee, right? You have to protect speech you hate if you're going to have free speech at all. And I think people are also becoming aware that without free speech, without the First Amendment, nothing else is possible.